Sing to the rock, sing to the tree, sing to the firefly lighting up the sky. Sing, sing to the sea.
Hello, I'm Mary Whelan, and this is The Song, a show that features songwriters and their original songs. And today, I am very pleased to present from Athol, Massachusetts, Joanna Katzen.
I was out at the airport just the other day. Saw this guy kiss his lady goodbye in such a tender way. Touched her face with his fingers like she was something brand new. And I thought to myself, why couldn't that be you? Now the TV is blaring, I can hear it in the hall. Turn my key in the door lock, find you there like urban sprawl. Though the heat is up to 95, oh, I still shiver and hide. 'Cause darling, you're just icy inside. Now I want me some babies, that's right, and a doggo maybe too. But honey, first we're gonna do some talking, and then we're gonna screw. Tonight's the situation, 'cause the way you make me feel, it just can't be denied. That darling, you're so icy inside. Now ice sure is nice on a hot summer day. In my drink, when we're out by the pool, it's so cool. In a berg or a rink or maybe on some cake. But I can't find no icebreaker for you. Oh, baby, I don't mind that your last wife died in mysterious circumstance, or how last week you jumped out the neighbor's window and ran home without no pants. But when I get in from a hard day's work, sit down right up next to you. Don't act like you're preoccupied. It's the kind of thing you can't deny, and I ain't never gonna be satisfied, and it makes me wanna tan your hide. That darling, you're so icy inside. You ain't never gonna thaw out, 'cause darling, you're just icy inside. I drank a bunch of coffee, and it's really late, I know. I'm sorry to disturb you, but it's almost time to go. No, I didn't pack your suitcase. You won't need it when you're gone. In a short time you'll be underway. Before you leave, I just have to say I never wanted this, and I wish that you could stay. I wish that you could stay. tucking in the sheets now on a dream that used to be. I remember how we argued and how sometimes we agreed, and I still sleep on the right side of a bed that's made for kings. And I live here with my memories of scars and strings and matching keys, and what you said when we first kissed, and how I never wanted this, and how I wish you could have stayed. Oh, how I wish you could have stayed.
Well, those two songs were really lovely. I enjoyed those.
Thank you very much, and thank you so much for having me on your show.
Well, thank you for coming.
My pleasure.
Drive from Athol.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And now I introduced you as being from Athol, but you're originally from Southern California, right?
Well, I was born and raised in Southern California, and I've traveled a lot, and I've lived in a lot of different places, and I actually spent 23 years in Israel before coming back to the United States, and I came back to Boston. Before coming to Athol, I was living in Boston, and I returned to the United States to go to school.
To the Berkeley
Right.
School of Music.
Berkeley College of Music, right.
Yeah,
and I
great.
started when I was in my 50s.
Yeah, wow. Good for you.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, that's great. Now, I know that something that you wanted to talk about, in particular, something you sent me an email about an organization called Music in Common.
Yes.
And they're going to use some lyrics of yours. And why don't you tell us more about all of that? Sounds fascinating.
There are, people usually hear only the bad stuff about what's going on in the Middle East. And it's quite unfortunate that the news doesn't often cover some of the more pleasurable things that go on and the efforts that people are making toward coexistence and peace in the Middle East. One of the organizations that I particularly like is called Music in Common, MIC for short, M-I-C. They are an organization that brings teenagers, their high school age and college age, people together. They are Arabs and Israeli Jews, and they bring them together to make music and to live in peace and see how they can move toward coexistence. And a lot of the experimentation that they do is through music. This current project that they have, they were looking for writings of activists or music or lyrics that encourage people to stand up and ask for what they want and what they need. And the lyrics of my song called Sing were exactly that. Now, they're not using the song per se, they're using the lyrics just like they're using the text of poets and authors to encourage them and inspire them. And these children well, they're not really children, they're teenagers and young adults. They will use them as inspiration for creating, I believe, a rap song.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, and they've done quite a few things. You can see a lot of information about them on their website, which is www.musicincommon.org. Music in Common is one word. They have a lot of wonderful information there. And if there are any musicians out there who want to volunteer and help with that effort toward coexistence and peace in the Middle East, I'm sure they can use your help.
Now, the lyrics they're using, you already had put to music?
Oh, yeah. This is a song that I wrote
So now there'll
quite
be a
some time
rapped
ago.
version.
Well,
of
I
those
think
lyrics,
they'll write their
possibly?
original rap songs. They'll write their own songs, and that's what they do together. They do a lot of co-writing together, and they will use my lyrics and other writings as inspiration.
Sounds like a wonderful, wonderful program.
It is. There's another one called Ukuleles for Peace, which I encourage people to look into. And that's an amazing character, a gentleman who travels all over the Middle East, wherever he can, to bring Palestinian and Israeli children, younger children, together to make music and coexist. And they become great friends.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Now, I know that you also, in addition to having a background in music, you also have a background in ballet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's like another life almost. Yeah. I grew up with ballet, and I received a scholarship when I was about 11 years old and put on a professional track. And I danced something like 6 hours a day, almost every day, for the majority of my life until I had children. And then I went into teaching ballet. And eventually I moved into technical writing. And from there I went into music.
Now, how do you feel you've been influenced by dance in terms of your writing of songs?
Oh my goodness. The only reason that I loved dance like I did was because to me it was the physical incarnation of music.
Wow.
So yeah, the two are inextricably tied together.
Great. And so, wow, that's nice. And you had a lot of time you devoted to dance.
Oh, yeah.
So you really weren't doing the songwriting until later, or you were doing songwriting then too? I
think the first song I wrote was when I was in high school, as maybe 14 years old or something.
So you did.
So I dabbled in it, but I was never serious about it because I was so devoted to ballet.
So devoted to the ballet.
Right.
Yeah, wow, great. And I'm wondering about any techniques that you might have around songwriting, your process of songwriting.
Oh my goodness.
What's that like?
I have several actually. Sometimes I don't have a choice. Sometimes the song writes itself and I'm just holding the pen. Those are songs that for some reason I feel very strongly that they need to be written, and they usually end up on the paper in full form the first time around. But I have other methods, and sometimes I'll play some chords and try to remember which chords I've played, and I'll just start singing, and then I can put words to it then or later. Sometimes I'll write the words first. Well, the one thing that I learned at Berkeley was really important was that songwriting is a craft. It's a craft like any other craft. And the more time you invest doing it and the more experimentation you put into it to trying to figure out different ways that might work for you, the better you become at it. When you experiment and you find something new that works really well, you don't have to discard the one that previously worked, or even if it didn't work really well. That is the process. I think it's a process of constant experimentation.
Great. Now, would you have any advice for younger people watching the show, or even older people who want to write songs?
Yes, absolutely. I have two very important pieces of advice. The first one is to choose an instrument and learn it really well. Learn how to play it really well. And if you ever feel like you've learned to play it really well, you need to look to see what else you can learn about it. That also is a constant process. You have to have at least one instrument that you play really well. The other thing is to just write constantly. I remember when I read that Carole King said that she had written over 1,000 really bad songs, and this is how she got the really good songs, is by just constantly writing. So that's something that is really important, and that's the other piece of advice that I would give to people. Just write, and don't worry about what other people think, and don't worry about whether it's good or bad. Just write.
Right. And how about co-writing? Do you do any co-writing?
Oh, yes. I'm not doing co-writing right now. I'd actually, for any writers out there watching this show, I'm looking for people to work with, both to write with, to sing harmonies with, and perform with on a serious level. At Berkeley, I was a performance and a songwriting major, and when you are a songwriting major at Berkeley, you are going to co-write. And as a matter of fact, one of the songs that I have here today is a co-write. It's called No More. And this is a song that we wrote together in Berkeley. We were actually given pictures of military. Well, we were given a lot of pictures, and we chose the one that we wanted to work with. And this woman, whose name is Sophie Marek, we chose pictures of military graveyards, and there's one of them. And this is another. They're actually, when you look at them in the context of songwriting, or if you look at them from above, they're actually quite shocking because the number of graves is immense, and all the headstones are the same, and they look like, in a certain viewpoint, they look like teeth. There's so many of them, just like a big garden of teeth.
Now, so these photos were like prompts for you to write songs?
They were, exactly, and that's another great method for, for coming up with a song, is to look at pictures and see what you think.
Yeah, I have been in writing groups on and off for years, and often people will bring in pictures from magazines or whatever as prompts.
Right.
Yeah, it's a great way to do it. So, now, I want to make sure we cover your online presence. Where can people find you and your music, and if you know?
Okay. Well, I have a personal website that desperately needs updating, and that is wix.com//thenewjoanna. And you can find information about me there and my teaching. I teach as well. I teach voice, piano, and beginning piano and guitar.
And that's Wix is WIX.com.
Right, correct. Okay. And I also, I'm in the process of opening a new business. It's called Sweetheart Songs, and this is a personal songwriting business. So you can find the website and all the information about it at www.sweetheartsongs.com. And that's one word, SWEETHEARTSONGS.
Great, wonderful. And now you're also on social media, Facebook and things like that too?
Yeah, just search for Joanna Katzen on Facebook or Twitter.
Yeah, great. Well, I know you have some more songs to do.
I do, and I'd like to sing the co-write now, since we spoke about it.
Okay, great.
The song is called No More.
Excellent.
Head to head, toe to toe, hand to hand, row after row. Garden of teeth in buzz-cut green. Is this really what it seems? Bury the hatchet, bury your dreams, bury your soldiers, bury their screams. Water them with salty tears. Forget the way they lost those years, crying no. The newborn child who's left behind, they won't see him grow. See those half-empty beds full of wrung-out hearts in the cavern of lonely, don't know how to restart, crying no. more, no more. Head to head, toe to toe, hand to hand, row after row. This next song is called And We Shall Want No More. It's going to be appearing in the upcoming edition of Rise Again, which is the sequel to the well-known, ubiquitous folk singing book called Rise Up Singing. Hush, my darling, don't you know, into your dreams we both shall go, into a land where no one's poor, and you shall want no more, and you shall want no more. The merchant's store is full of shoes and things to eat and all things new, and you shall have whate'er you please, and you shall want no more, and you shall want no more. Shall want no more. The schools are full of children who can't wait to learn of all things new, with books to read for everyone, and they shall want no more, and they shall want no more. The world is full of people who all live and work for something new, and peace is found on every shore, and we shall want no more, and we shall want no more. Come with me, come with me, into a land where no one is poor, and we shall want no more, and we shall want no more. The world is full of people who all live and work for something new. When peace is found on every shore, then we shall want no more, then we shall want no more, then we shall want no more. When she sings, angels fly from her heart, and sadness from the depths of her soul echoes off the caves of unfulfilled love. For God forgotten dreams, impossible ones. When he dreams, those angels bring her to him. Whispering, he calls her into his life. They are one, and he sews up the wounds, and they discard the blues. They don't need them no more. And she tells him, close your eyes, rest your head, and rock me away in your arms. Calm your soul, fill your heart. The dawn will bring a new life. He was one, all lonely, she was one, lonely too. Together their love made them three, with a heartbeat they heard. And she holds back the tears, and they suffer the fears of thousands of years. She arrives, skin of velvet, eyes of deep water blue. Gently they gather her into their hearts, and they know that in her they'll live on, even long after they finish singing their song. And he tells her, close your eyes, rest your head, I'll rock you away in my arms. Calm your soul, fill your heart. The dawn